Whether you are a recent college graduate stepping into an unstable job market, or a baby boomer worrying about the world you are leaving behind, you have likely felt a specific, lingering sense of disconnection. It is an anxiety that hums in the background of daily life, regardless of bank balances. We now have a clinical term for this: solastalgia. It is the profound grief and anxiety experienced as a familiar, beloved environment degrades around you. It is the specific pain of missing a place while you are physically standing in it. You feel it when the snow stops falling in winter, or when a forest you have loved your whole life disappears for a parking lot. This shared psychological ache marks the first visible symptom of a systemic crisis. Our internal distress is mirroring the external breakdown of the industrial world. The elephant in the room is the meta-crisis, a convergence of ecological, social, and economic breakdowns. The meta-crisis is the global shadow cast by a worldview that treats humans as separate from and superior to the natural world. This chart illustrates ecological overshoot, where human consumption outpaces Earth's ability to regenerate. We consume the planet's furniture to keep the lights on. Through collective death denial, society ignores this, splintering the carrying capacity as we stretch consumption higher. This denial manifests as a stubborn commitment to infinite economic growth. We act as if we can endlessly extract timber, water, and minerals from a finite sphere, prioritizing the gross domestic product over the health of the biosphere. Adhering to the physical reality of overshoot is the only way past our collective grief. We remain paralyzed by solastalgia as long as we pretend our current trajectory is sustainable. Our current predicament represents a collective divorce from the industrial, fossil fuel-driven world we once trusted. We have a massive sunk cost in this 200-year relationship. We built our entire globalized economy, the sprawling suburbs, the interstate highways, and the complex supply chains, based on the convenience of cheap, easy energy. We were promised infinite economic growth, but the furniture of our planet is breaking. The international institutions designed to manage this extraction era are struggling to address the reality of a world that can no longer provide endless resources. Surviving this era requires the psychological courage to officially file for divorce. We have to step away from the extraction economy to find a new way to live. Actively decoupling from the global machine requires a mechanism called receptive choice. Receptive choice is the active awareness that you have the power to filter how you perceive the world and which cultural norms you choose to follow. Society is built on a matrix of thou shalts. Thou shalt buy a bigger car. Thou shalt have a higher income. Thou shalt consume more. In the age of the meta-crisis, these societal expectations have become a recipe for overshoot. Receptive choice is the act of muting those commands. It is the bold reach to be different so you can remain true to yourself and the planet, rather than being a puppet of your environment. When consumer culture tries to cast your life to and fro, this tool allows you to hold your course. You take back the steering wheel to chart a path toward a post-growth horizon. Decoupling functions as an active, deliberate rebellion. It is a choice to reclaim your identity from a cultural system engineered to prioritize extraction over life. Once you decouple from the global system, you return home through permaculture localism. Permaculture localism is a design system that builds community resilience by creating human environments that work like thriving natural ecosystems. This transition is guided by bioregionalism. Bioregionalism is the practice of organizing economic and cultural life around natural ecological boundaries, like watersheds, rather than arbitrary political borders. The operational goal of localism is shortening the distance between a community's needs and its resources. By localizing our food, energy, and labor, a community reduces its dependence on the global extraction machine. Aligning human systems with the local ecosystem provides practical, long-term security. It turns the landscape into a collective effort of management and restoration. Localism does not imply a descent into poverty. Instead, it requires a new definition of wealth. Measuring prosperity strictly by financial capital is dangerous. When a community relies solely on global markets for its survival, it becomes vulnerable to every economic tremor and supply chain failure. The 8 forms of capital expands wealth beyond money, recognizing shared skills, soil, and trust as tangible security. This looks like time banks, keeping value circulating locally. If the global financial pillar fails, the other 7 nodes of wealth keep the community functional. Every daily decision regarding your food, energy, and waste sends a direct vibration into the biosphere. This is the echo effect, the principle that what we send out eventually returns to us. Take a moment to evaluate your daily habits. Is your lifestyle sending out an echo of depletion or an echo of restoration? When a community maps its local skills, restores its watershed, and trades through its own networks, it builds a buffer against global instability. These diverse forms of capital create an anti-fragile system, one that remains functional even as centralized extraction networks fail. By grounding our lives in the physical realities of our bioregion, we replace the illusion of infinite growth with the practical security of local resilience. While global systems wobble, our job is to build a stable attractor, a functional, localized unit of community resilience created from the inside of the disruption. To help you navigate this, we have designed a 5-day intensive course. It is a practical survival guide for decoupling your life from the matrix of infinite growth. You will learn how to establish a local council of the commons and master the mechanics of biophilic stewardship, ensuring your land can feed your community indefinitely. You can remain tied to the illusion of a collapsing global credit card, or take this course to begin building real systems health today. The Earth is tired of the lie. It is time to dance with the truth.